Hello, you're listening to Nerd Bubble Podcast with your hosts George and Connor. I think the longer episode.
I thought it was great. Yeah. And there's no time wasting. Although it's the first episode and we still don't really know like what the whole overall arc will be about. The only negative, if anything, I can give Falcon is that there's no wow factor. There's no mystery. There's no conversation during the week of like, what the fuck did that mean? What did that mean? Like, wait,
I think
did you see
there possibly
that?
will be once like Zemo gets involved, but there's only 5 more episodes, so it's like when
I know.
When do we get that sort of moment of Zemo's?
I feel like the end of episode 2's got to be like, ooh, it would be like a third of the story. We'll be a third of the way through it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It'll be. Yeah, something will happen at the end of episode 2, definitely.
It has to, yeah.
I think. I feel.
Do you think it'll be sort of like each 2 episodes is part of the 3-act structure? So like 1 and 2 are much like the setup, and then 3 and 4 are sort of like the oh shit, like this is where it leads us into the sort of like the finale-esque of the 2 episodes.
5 will leave us on a really epic cliffhanger as to maybe not necessarily multiverse implications, but it'll be like, oh, we didn't see this coming. And then hopefully 6 will end on a real.
Evan Peters is in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Imagine.
Oh, you actually had news. I was like, what? Is that inside scoop?
Ralph Boner is like government official.
He's a government agent. He becomes the US agent. Could you imagine that?
That would have been the most like sort of like
Agent Venom. He could have become Agent Venom. He gets injected with a symbiote. I don't know.
I'm not.
I'm
not against Evan Peters being Agent Venom.
No, it'd be different. It'd be cool. It'd be all right.
It'd be pretty cool.
One thing I randomly read about Evan Peters. Are you familiar with? Is it Jeffrey Dahmer, like a serial killer?
Yeah.
He's in a Netflix documentary. Like I think it's Netflix are doing it, but he's.
Was he playing him?
Playing Dahmer. Yeah,
wow.
Later this year. I literally read that while I was getting my haircut. So.
Wow, that's really cool.
Literally like an hour ago. So yeah, we're gonna get more Evan Peters.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Pretty good. That's it's sort of one of those things you don't really think about, and then like, oh no, yeah, of course, he could definitely play that kind of serial.
I mean, I don't know anything about the guy. I know a couple of people that work that they're clued up on serial killers, and I'm just like, yeah, exactly. I don't see a kill. Exactly. Why do you? No.
No, but yeah.
No, but
yeah, stuff happened this week, guys, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing.
Enough. Yeah. There's release dates, plenty.
We got release dates moved again. We kind of knew what's happening. We had Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1. We'll talk about that at the end. And Connor's obviously seen Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Schneider.
Yeah,
Liag, the good one. It's the good one. Let's just call it the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know it's the second highest rated superhero film on IMDb?
Really? What, the Snyder Cut is?
Yeah. Someone was like, it's literally 0.5 behind Dark Knight. And someone was like, look, I'm glad everyone that if you didn't campaign for it in a stupid way and be a prick about it, I'm glad you all enjoyed it, but you guys really need to see more movies.
They kind of do. Yeah. No. But
where does it, for you, before we go into spoilers, for you does it put it in terms of the rest of the DCEU?
Okay, the 10 films, technically 5th film again, out of the 9 we've had, it's the best one. I mean, I've got this chick in front of me, Wonder Woman 84, but I haven't opened it. It literally came like Monday or last night. I did Aquaman as well last night, and I've got Shazam and Birds of Prey. I might as well just watch them in order at this point. But in terms of the 10 films we've had, it's number 1. And I've watched it.
Oh,
yeah, it kind of is. I mean, no, Shazam's a close second, but for completely different reasons. Like Shazam is still amazing on its own, but I don't know. I'm sorry, the Snyder Cut. I've got notes. I've got 13 pages worth of notes.
Wow, we better get a move on then, Slowpoke.
No, I've got notes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to actively seek out buying it. Like, if it's on somewhere, then I'll watch it.
No.
But it's like 4 hours worth of shit.
It's on Now TV, Sky Cinema. Yeah. That's where it is officially.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick up the Blu-ray. at a later date when it's a bit
Yeah.
cheaper. I don't know. It's not something I'm actively bothered about. Should we do the
Neither am I.
first?
After all, like last week, we are the Marvel fanboys. We've got to make that clear.
No,
We are the Marvel
no,
fanboys.
like people say, "Oh, you only talk about Marvel." It's like, well, because Marvel make good stuff. Like,
And like we said last week, again, it's a continuation to last week's episode. We just appreciate good content when we see it, and
Exactly.
we all just know that Marvel, they've not lost the formula yet. They've not lost the formula.
And hopefully
They're never going to lose the
I don't
formula.
know. We'll see when it comes to seeing a certain film on Disney Plus, or hopefully
Well,
in
yeah,
the cinemas
yeah.
if they're open by then. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I like there's DC films I do like. There's DCEU films I do like. It's just like the amount of negative shit that's come out around both versions of Justice League is sort of just a bit like, I'm not about it.
Yeah, it's
like,
fine.
Joss Whedon,
No, it's fine.
terrible person. Buffy's still a good series. I mean, it puts a bit of a taint on it. Avengers was still a good film.
Buffy's still relevant today, though. That's the only good thing I can praise the series about. And even Sarah Michelle, I saw a random interview with Michelle Gellar like maybe 6 months ago, and she's saying like they made it obviously back then not knowing the implications and the whole cultural thing about it. But then they're saying if you watched it today, like her kids are now watching it throughout lockdown, and she's even just saying like it's more relevant to her today and life in general. So I don't know. It's one of those shows.
Oh.
It's one of those sort of things that in her eyes.
It's pretty darn cool. But yeah, if you enjoyed, we hope you enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League. But
oh yes,
don't
I hope
drum up
especially.
support for let's just redo the whole universe again. The positive, the thing I think is unfortunate is like the people that are positive and like genuinely sort of just like upbeat about it are sort of getting bogged in with the people that were absolute wankers.
Yeah,
like, fucking weird, it's just fucking horrible. Like, all these people are just trying to destroy this vision because like Zack Snyder's not a great person either. He had a horrible thing happen to him when he couldn't finish Justice League, but
he isn't the best director. I want to make that clear. He isn't the best director. He's not a favourite of mine. Snyder Cut, in short, is his best film since Watchmen. I mean, Watchmen I watched maybe 3 weeks ago, and I've already got the whole.
And even
I've read the comic. I've got the series.
Story. It's visually it like I think who was it?
It's quite.
Watchmen was like visually it is like off the page, but in terms of the themes and like the portrayals, it very much misses the kind of point of it because it's not all just like these are dark superheroes. They're very like humanized in a way. But we'll get into Zack Snyder. So just please don't fucking bully a studio into making another thing. And I think he needs to stop.
Like if this is going to be a one-off
out as well. Like, oh well, like I had all these plans for my like sequels, and like I'm never going to get to do them now, am I? And then that'll just be like people like.
Well, that's the thing. That's its biggest. That's the biggest detriment. It's like the film was cool. It was a good experience. Sure, longest film I've seen in my life. I've never watched a film that's 4 hours long. The only thing that comes to mind is the third Lord of the Rings, like 4 hours and 20 minutes. Is that close? Is that 4 hours? Am I wrong?
Something like that, yeah. Because the extended edition adds like an hour and a half, and it's like just end the fucking film.
All the theatrical films are 3 hours anyway, aren't they? Yeah. But the extended edition for Return of the King, I swear, was like 4 hours and 20 minutes. I think something like that.
It's madness.
Not that I've seen it.
Too much shit, man. It literally was like, oh, let's add this bit in. When they're on the
How long are the Hobbit's extended editions? Are they only like 20 minutes longer?
I'm never watching those again, man. Jesus, that was hard enough just watching.
No, okay. Oh, okay.
See, the thing with the Hobbit was we've been through Lord of the Rings, we can do this, but whereas each film in the Lord of the Rings, while we talk about Middle Earth, like was a book. Like each Lord of the Rings book was a film. There was one Hobbit book stretched over fucking because originally it was a two-parter with Guillermo. And then they're like, no, we want a trilogy out of it, just like the last one. Then we can sell like all 6 films in like one.
More coffees, yeah.
And it, like, I think I got everything out of that I wanted in terms of the bits I knew because I haven't read the book properly. Like the bits I knew of the Hobbit, like I got in probably the first film and like the first half of Desolation of Smaug.
Right. Okay.
But I didn't see Desolation of Smaug until like it came out on Netflix because it was just like the first one was so like ugh. Like I was like, and then I just when it came out in cinema, I was like, I can't bother. And then I saw Smaug, liked some bits in it, and then went cinema to see Battle of the Five Armies, and it was just fucking shite, just boring.
Right,
anyway,
like shocking.
Yeah, I think the good thing about Lord of the Rings is you can watch the normal version and get everything you can from it, and it's obviously
that's all I've done. I've only seen the theatrical of Fellowship of the Ring, and I've not rushed out my seat to gone and seen the rest, even though I'd quite happily. When the 4K set gets down in price, I will absolutely buy the set and watch them all. I'll absolutely buy it.
For
But yeah, the
completionist
price it's
sake,
at.
I'd probably get like both. Like if there was a thing of like this is Middle Earth 4K, like
Yeah,
I'd
it'll
get
get
that.
well. Yeah. I think I could see that being released at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If it was like an extra 20, 30 quid to have the Hobbit ones in it as well, like
in
all in
like a
4K, then
box.
it'd be like,
Yeah,
oh well, I'm not gonna fucking seek them out separately. But also, when you
no,
watch the extended ones, you do get sort of it is more visceral in terms of like you're getting a lot more out of it, like because there is so much in the books. But
yeah,
you
of
can watch them
course, of
both.
course.
But I think, but obviously with the Snyder Cut, it's a thing of like these are two very different films because studio got involved because of like, well, we got to finish this because we haven't got Zach and Joss
80% of the footage,
and
I
a lot of
swear,
us
like
behave.
80% of the footage is new. It's not even just a film with extended and deleted scenes. It's the scenes we've already had. It's in a different tone. There's different
Yeah.
score. It's different atmosphere. It has different outcomes. It's not just like even watching the Justice League. I'm sorry, the Whedon cut's a shit name. The Justice League. The amount of Snyder footage in the scenes, and then like Ezra Miller talking about brunch and seeing his hair's changed, and Aquaman suddenly diving into the water because he's cool and badass and hipster. Like it wasn't necessary. It wasn't unnecessary in the first place.
Mm.
It was just really like, oof. I've had my fair share of Justice League, both versions of Justice League, like this week. I've watched the Snyder Cut 3 times, and I've loved it each time. I've generally liked it each time. I've got issues. There is issues, but
You could listen to like
yeah,
11
it's
episodes of this podcast in that time.
you probably you genuinely could as well. You generally could. Just remember to leave a like and subscribe if you do. You know what?
Yay.
Put us on while you're watching the Snyder Cut. Mute the Snyder Cut because a lot happens. Just listen to us instead, and then you just enjoy the visuals and just be like, this is a
I'd
better
happily
film.
one day have us get drunk and do a like fucking commentary over it.
Yes, the Snyder. Yes.
I'm surprised because I saw a tweet that was like how much was in the Justice League that was out of the Snyder, like a lot of the stuff like the gratuitous like arse shots of Gal Gadot and stuff like that. It's like very much a thing of like no, we're setting
I was quite surprised.
more of a tone, even though the original Justice League like they redid a lot of the Amazonian stuff to overly sexualize them compared to Wonder Woman anyway. But then like some of the shots that it's either like a thing of like this was wrong or like no, that was completely Joss. I'm taking that out and doing it my way.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised that some of the lines that are in the Snyder Cut weren't Joss's lines. And like Snyder, as a director, like again going backtracking to Snyder, he isn't exactly the most humorous director. His films are quite dark and broody, and he has got a certain style and vision. Man of Steel and Batman v Superman are so dark and not jolly films to watch in the superhero genre. They're not. It's not a Superman film. And all right, this Batman. He's a cool Batman. I've got much more respect for Ben Affleck now after watching the DCEU again. But he's not the Batman we know. I mean, he goes and kills people, but they don't confirm it on screen. So, whatever he is, what was I getting at though? Oh, where on earth was I getting at? No, so he has humour. Snyder's got humour.
Justice League, you either haven't wanted to, or you're not really bothered about it.
So, genuinely, you're locked in your house. You haven't got a lot to film. It's 2021. There's a lot of new movies to watch just yet. Speaking of new movies, though, I found out late yesterday. Godzilla vs Kong internationally is today. It's out today internationally.
Oh,
randomly.
Sky Movies as well then.
April the 1st, and it's not an April Fool's joke. They specifically confirmed. Now TV is the place to be again because they had the Snyder Cut on last Thursday. April the 1st, we're going to get Godzilla Kong.
Like the new trailer.
Exactly, yeah.
Fuck me. Do you know what?
Yeah.
When the cinema's open and if this is out, we need to go and see that in 4DX.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Even if we see the movie beforehand and we just go and see it again, yeah, I'd be happy for that. Yeah, yes. That's fine by me. That's fine by me. Mm-hmm.
Go on, Connor. Hit us with your Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah.
Where on earth do I begin? So, our story begins with no boys and meeting no girls. It's a dark and brooding tale. Instead, we have Superman screaming out of his lungs. It basically goes to the BVS Batman v Superman ending. Henry Cavill kind of... it's basically the death of Superman again. You see his scream echo throughout the multiverse, throughout the worlds, and you see Themyscira's mother box, the Atlantean's mother box, and Cyborg's mother box, all sort of awakening from the screen that's echoing throughout the world, if you like. And again, that's how Steppenwolf / Darkseid is informed of the Mother Box's presence, and that's how they actually appear. Whereas in the theatrical cut, it was Batman on a rooftop interrogating some random thug, and he says, "Oh, I want you. I want your fear." And he basically drags him over the ledge of a building. A demon appears out of nowhere and then captures the demon. It explodes, and it randomly displays 3 like square shapes, which is supposed to be the Mother Boxes, and that's how Batman knows that there's a threat coming.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Snyder Cut literally shows us how the Mother Box reacts to Superman's death, and how Steppenwolf and Darkseid are aware what's going on, and how to when to invade. It makes so much more sense. And then we get Batman meeting Aquaman. A lot of that's the same, slightly different dialogue. You're still dressed like a bat. That's all in there. But then we get a random shot of singing ladies singing Aquaman off because they think of him as some mythical figure, which is again, it's another Snyder-esque trope of the Doctor Manhattan and Watchmen thing,
sort of like
the God among men type of things. Yeah, the God among men type imagery. There's a shot of Superman in the black suit where he does his Man of Steel flight, but then he goes above the earth and you see the sun in the background, and he literally does almost a T pose, like he literally is Jesus in one shot. So that's obviously much later.
Did you? Is it watch the parts like it was on?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Or can you just watch it as one thing, or can you do both?
So the mini-series release format was cancelled late January, so you can only watch it as one long feature for now. Until the Blu-ray, you can just skip to your bits, obviously.
It's already up for pre-order.
You've got 7 chapters. I know. I'm tempted to pre-order. There's no release date though, so that's why I haven't done it just yet. 7 chapters, not counting the prologue and epilogue. So there's 9 bits if you'd like to sit through. The first 2 chapters are the first hour. Then 3 and 4 is roughly the second, and then 5, 6, 7 is like the last hour and 40 minutes, and then the epilogue is like the last 20 minutes. So it's 3 hours and 52 minutes. And footage-wise, there's like 3 hours and 39 to 40 minutes of footage, and then the rest is just credits with nothing. The post-credit scenes are tacked on at the end before you get to the credits, so there's no point seeing through the last 12 minutes because the post-credit scenes are before. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. Are they different post-credit scenes?
So you get Jesse Eisenberg and Deathstroke, which of course I was like, for fuck's sake, I have everything. I do not want more Jesse Eisenberg in this DC universe. But it's a different conversation because it then implies the solo Affleck versus Deathstroke movie that we probably won't be getting. Essentially, Luthor reveals Batman's identity to Deathstroke, and Deathstroke's kind of like, well, instead of forming a league of our own, I'm going to go after the Batman. Which is a real shame because I think that would have been another cool movie to see. And in the last scene, we get Martian Manhunter. Oh, what? Martian Manhunter? Where's he been? He was in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman as a military general. Harry Lennox is the actor, and he wasn't really involved, but he was there. Whereas, ta-da, he was the alien all along. Spoiler alert, he doesn't do anything in the final fight, so he's kind of revealed. It's kind of pointless. It's a cool scene when it's revealed, but it's kind of pointless.
Because Martian Manhunter's he's almost like a founding member, sort of the Justice League, isn't he? So he's always someone associated with the Justice League. The poster with the Justice League is Unite the Seven. There's still 6 of them. Just Martian doesn't join the team at the end. It's still 6 of them. So you think, who's the 7th? Is Lois the 7th? It doesn't really. That bit doesn't make sense. Well, that's still a thing, because there's no Green Lantern either.
Yeah. No, so there is a Green Lantern that's in the theatrical cut as well, but whereas that's all skimmed over, like you get a full-on 10-minute flashback battle instead of Steppenwolf, conquering the Alliance, I'll call it, with Themyscira, Atlanteans, and Earth trying to fight Darkseid off. You see, in the theatrical cut, it was Steppenwolf. It's all Darkseid. It's a fucking badass sequence. It's a full-on 5 to 10 minute battle. You see a Green Lantern. It could be. Is it like the Duck Lantern, Green Lantern? He's almost like a duck alien. It's not Green Lantern, but he kind of looks like an alien. Yeah. I don't know. But no, there's no Ryan Reynolds. He was almost in the movie. He was very almost in the movie. But that's been confirmed. He was almost in it.
Just like Christian Bale was almost
But
in Batman v Superman, but
I mean, that would have been mental. Hey, he could be in the Flash. All we know. We know Keaton and Affleck is. Could Bale be in it? Could Bale be in it? No, I don't know. I think he would have been announced if he was. I don't know. So I don't know whether to actually like give you like, you're not going to watch it anytime soon. Should I just try and should we do a separate video where I give you like my full thoughts and review?
like
Should I
full review
spill it all now or not?
You can do,
like
you
a
can do your own
full-on.
full review on it, but like just give us like the main sort of stuff, like because there's people haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's a lot to get through. I don't know.
Black Suit
So
Superman, how's that?
it's sexy. However, first of all, I get there's no comic purpose. There's no like purpose. But there was one or two YouTubers that pointed out the Jesus shot I mentioned, where he's above the earth and he sees the sunlight.
Yeah.
In the comics, he wears the black suit after dying, to basically harness the sunlight's energy because black attracts heat. Makes sense. And that's how he sort of charges his powers back up. Whereas that's done in like a one-shot take of him staring above the earth, and that supposedly charges his energy, even though he's got enough energy to fly up above the earth. So, kind of contradictory. But but the black suit in general kind of works for Snyder's vision because I can't see the normal colourful red, white, and yellow costume in the final battle. The film is a lot darker. It's a lot dull, dimmer. But that's, again, in tone with BVS and Man of Steel. The black suit just works. Visually, it just works. The whole film is about Cyborg. He's the character that got the most shafted out of everyone.
At least he got done.
Cyborg is a whole new character. Legit, he has got done justice and nothing else. Like Ray Fisher, he's said claims about not working for Walter Hamada, the current Warner Brothers DC president. Fair play. He's sitting in the throne till 2023 at the moment. So even if the Snyder sequels were to move ahead, and we were meant to get more of Ray Fisher,
and that Cyborg movie
it won't happen anytime soon. Exactly. Yeah, the Cyborg movie is the Snyder Cut. I don't know. I would very much like a Cyborg sequel where it follows on from the Snyder Cut, but you get a movie worth of footage in the Snyder Cut. It's all for Cyborg, which is great. He's excellent. That's just the one thing compared to the Avengers. The Avengers are amazing. Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, but you've got Jeremy Renner. Okay, apart from Martian Manhunter, who isn't really in the film, at least I'll give Hawkeye credit for that.
Hawkeye was done a disservice in the first one, but has become a better character.
And we're going to get his series, and then come Christmas, we're going to be like, he's going to have a final send off. He's going to have the good send off, at least we think. But the six of them, none of them are crap. We like all of them. All of them are just justified. No pun intended. All of them are just worth it. And whereas the Flash was tripping over Wonder Woman's breasts and talking about brunch and fucking. What else did he do? He said some really stupid lines to the theatrical cut. In this, he's cool. He's a badass. Ezra Miller can still be a bit too much, and he isn't as best as Grant Gustin, but at least he's now on like a similar level.
And
like the Flash is just the Flash
bad
now.
Person in real life, but
Well, that's the DC company in general.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Anyone confused by that? Google Ezra Miller choking a fan, and you'll see that picture, and it's a bit much. Carry on. Speed.
Momoa, he has an additional scene with Willem Dafoe with long hair, and Willem Dafoe looks.
The Lawn Momoa and Will.i.am Dafoe.
Yeah, Jason Lawnmower, with Will.i.am back to Formula Dafoe. He has long hair, it's not a wig. They talk in Atlantean air bubble thing.
It's still weird that he's in DCEU, and it's like, it's the Green Goblin. I watched that the other day because it's on Prime, and I was like, I'll watch Aquaman. I'm like, still fucking confused. And the villain's motivation is shit.
It gets better as it goes on. So I love Black Manta's character at the beginning, but then he literally isn't in it till like an hour and 20 minutes. He's in the first 15, then he gets shafted until an hour and 20.
Do you know
it's like, what? I want Black Manta.
I've discovered it. It's him blaming Aquaman for his dad's death when his dad fires a fucking grenade launcher like the thing.
Exactly.
He gets himself.
I want justice. I want payback.
because like
Yeah,
he was only
yeah.
going to throw it because of that, and then he blasts the thing and makes it flood. So it's like you've killed yourself.
Exactly. It's contradictory. Yeah.
And the way that like later on in the film, like
Idiot.
Homer just goes, "Yeah, he blames me for his father's death." It's like, why? What the fuck?
Why? Oh no, I don't know. I thought the beginning was a bit more. From what I remember, I thought the beginning was more like boom in your face, like cool and badass. He barely says like one line in that whole boat sequence. He says like, "Oh, yeah, permission to come on board," and then that's his only line for like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It gets better as it goes on, but I remember Aquaman thinking like, "Yeah, cool, badass." Whatever version of Justice League you watch, it's contradictory because in both cuts of Justice League, they talk in like these air bubbles. Amber Heard is a completely different. She wears a different costume. In the Snyder cut, she's British. She has a British accent, which is even more confusing.
What?
And then you get to Aquaman,
but she's still a prick.
and yeah,
she needs to be replaced.
Well, exactly.
Amber Heard is a
Emilia Clarke, fucking get Emilia Clarke.
Exactly, it makes
get
sense.
Emilia Clarke.
It makes sense. Fuck Amber Heard.
Whatever version of Justice League you watch, like
Yeah, sorry, Johnny Depp,
they
for that
talk in
video
an air
3 years
bubble.
ago.
They only they only talk in a fucking bubble. Yet in Aquaman, they just talk freely and we can hear them as if
But
they're
then
speaking
Aquaman
normally.
does
It's like,
happen
no.
after Justice League, so maybe they've learnt because
There's only one reference to it. No, but even Joss's vision, none of it carries over anyway. So Aquaman is the first official film where, like, okay, hands up, we admit Justice League, whatever, was a bit of a bomb. We got to go forward and do our own standalone
Maybe we
spiel,
should
which
make
is what they've been doing.
comic book characters colourful, and they sort of do it then, and then Shazam's like,
And
fuck
they-
it,
and they
let's
do.
throw everything. Let's sniff some
Yeah,
paint
but,
and throw it at the wall.
That's the one thing I'll give praise. The costumes. Aquaman's costume. He somehow makes a shitty orange top and yellow fucking legs, fins, whatever he's supposed to have. Badass. Jason Momoa looks cool in that final comic accurate costume. Black Manta. He's the most accurate villain I've ever seen on screen. I think. Even though I don't know the character. I've only seen his image on a Lego game. Yet he looks more real than a Lego image.
And I like the actor who plays him. I forget his name, but he was Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen series.
Yeah, in the series, yes. He is the girl's husband. I've only watched the first episode of the series. I haven't rushed
man, you need
it.
to watch the Watchmen show. It's great. It's so good, right? And
I watched the first episode. I liked the first episode, but I didn't sit there and go, "Oh, I need to watch it."
Nah, man, it gets better.
I don't know.
Trust me.
I need to give it more of a chance. I need to give it a chance. So I like him.
There may be some technical difficulties about to occur. We'll be back after these short messages.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you hear anything I said about the state of Atlantis?
No,
Did you hear me mention
all just kind of froze.
Oh, all right. So you have like Dolph Lundgren as like the other king of Cambridge, and then you have the state of Broxbourne and Hertfordshire and say Enfield, like all all underwater. Google those places, people. They are real places in Atlantis. Atlantis is a lost city.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you have like these different states underwater, which I totally didn't remember. Watchmen connection. Oh, what's his name? Is Ocean Master. Night Owl from the movie.
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's the villain, isn't he?
Is he in Justice League?
No.
Ah.
He's only in Aquaman.
Thank
We've
God.
kind of merged Aquaman and
We have.
both versions
Back
of
on
Snyder.
point, Amber Heard's British.
Yeah, somehow she's British. Yes, I was just getting at they talk in bubbles in both versions of Justice League. Yeah, in Aquaman they can talk freely.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Is Amber Heard only in one scene?
The same scene, the same conversation after Steppenwolf gets the Atlantis, the Atlantean mother box, but that's extended anyway. Aquaman actually comes in and saves her as opposed to just swimming underwater
just let him
and
die.
turning up. She almost chokes him. She literally sucks the blood from Steppenwolf. She's got like these weird magic tricks, and it
'cause
almost
she
sucks
takes
the
all
blood from
She
him.
can take all the water out, basically the liquid of anything and like draw it out. 'Cause she does it with the
Yeah,
wine. So,
that's
like,
what she
water that's
does.
in it. So she did that for his blood.
Whereas
Like,
in
that's
the
a cool thing. They should have like, made a bit more.
in the theatrical cut, though, he literally goes and grabs her, strangles her against the wall, and he just chucks her down. Whereas in the Snyder, grabs her, she's about to die, does a little magic. You see blood coming from Steppenwolf, and then he's like, "Argh," and chucks her, and almost literally fucking. You can make a whole scene out of that. Just
It's a shame that Aquaman saves her, really, isn't it?
it is, but it's a cool shot. But yeah, he saves her. Whereas in the theatrical cut, he's literally swimming underwater after taking off his sexy shirt and like drinking a whiskey, which is in both cuts. And then he just suddenly swims and sees everything. It's like, no, that's rubbish. You can't just do that.
Because they make a point of. So does he go to Atlantis?
Yeah, so
But they make a point. In
it's slightly
Aquaman
different.
Is the first
Yeah?
time he goes to Atlantis.
Yes, in years, and with the trident. So in both Justice Leagues, he has the mother's trident, or he has a trident. Whereas in the flashback scene in Aquaman, where he's training with Willem Dafoe to use the trident, he's clearly had it all these years. Whereas in Justice League, in both versions, I think he gets given the trident. It's like, what? Like, how? How did 2 cuts fuck that up?
Fuck knows. And then he gets King Atlan's trident at the end of Aquaman, which is, you know, by the sounds of it, a much better in terms of the continuity of Aquaman and Jason Momoa than Justice League.
Yeah, man. I will do a video on Snyder Cut because, like, anyway, it deserves to be seen at least once. If you can't sit through 4 hours, by all means. I didn't watch it till the Saturday night. It came out last Thursday, so I wasn't just going, oh, I need to watch it. It took me all night to watch it because I'm a human being. I had to make dinner. My mum had to talk to me. I had a shower. Like I was around the house. I couldn't just sit there and go, my God. Like I had to just switch off at times.
My mum had to talk to me. What a problem.
Mum.
Shout out to Connor's
It's a
mum,
real
who
world
regularly
problem.
actually watches this stuff. I feel
Yeah,
sorry for her.
I know.
But she has to
It makes me look
this.
good for camera. It makes me look good on camera. Yeah, exactly. Snippy, snip, snip. Yeah. But yeah, I'll do a video on Snyder Cut, and then whether you see it or not, we'll have another like brief conversation, and I'd like to get your honest verdict on it because you were so adamant. You're like, "Oh, I'm not watching it," whereas now you seem to listen to me.
No, I'm listening to you because, you know, it's a pop culture podcast, and
Yeah.
probably for the thing of this, it would make better content if I watched it. I'm not rushing. I don't care about
No.
ignorant people.
Bottom line is, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it was going to be,
Yep.
and sure, I would love there to be some sort of follow-on because there's so many things that get teased at in like the last
Yeah,
epilogue
like Atom's in it
bit,
as well, isn't
especially. Yeah, but he doesn't suit up. He's not a Justice League member, but he's in Star Labs and he helps Cyborg's father. Oh shit, what's going on? He helps Cyborg's dad figure out the mother box. It's like he's in like 3 or 4 scenes, and he's got a role in it.
Yeah, and Zack Snyder wanted them to make
Kevin from Supernatural.
a full Asian cast of an Atom movie, which is like, that's quite progressive of you to not just go down whoever Brandon Roof's character is in Legends of Tomorrow and I always forget his name.
Well, yeah, because Brandon Roof is Atom. Atom, that's the name. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like Ant-Man, really, isn't it? Yeah. Like, this shrinks and
he is essentially Ant-Man, yeah. He is essentially Ant-Man. He's almost the same. I can't think of anything, what the difference is between Ant-Man and Atom, but they are Ant-Man. Yeah. He is Ant-Man.
Yeah, essentially the same thing.
But not as funny as Paul Rudd.
Yeah, no one is.
Not as funny as Paul Rudd.
Like, you've got Hank Pym and Scott Lang as Atom. You've got whoever the Brandon Rouse character is, and I forget what his name is.
Ray Palmer, and then Ryan Choi. Ryan Choi. For a second, I thought he was Ray Palmer as well, but then I realised there's more than one Atom, and I was like, oh, okay, fair play.
It's a fair way to do it, to bring a bit of inclusivity to it, and then, you know.
Exactly.
Maybe one day we'll get a movie. As long as it's not...
It'd be cool.
Directed by Zack Snyder. I think that's the biggest thing, is if Zack Snyder just directed Justice League, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
So when you say Justice League, you're not talking about the abandoned 2 and 3, or you're just talking about this one film?
No, like, if they'd have left it out, like, what they should have done is get someone else to make Man of Steel, because he never wanted to make Superman. He was like, he wanted to get to Batman, which he did in Batman v Superman. Give him and that, like, to his in his defense, like, them going, we're making a 2-part Justice League thing that's like, one's coming out this year and the other one's coming out 2 years later. Yeah, but all those things
Neither
into one
happened.
movie.
Yeah.
Does it feel like
Mm.
some of those things from like The Lost Part 2 are in this Snyder Cut to kind of sort of wrap everything up into sort of like this is how you would make two films one, or is it just very much a long adaptation of Part 1?
It feels like the film is part 1, the last act / final battle, which again was in the theatrical cut, is kind of the part 2, 1.5 ish.
Yeah.
But it's kind of I don't want to spoil it because again I'll do it. But it kind of unintentionally, regardless of what Snyder Cut you watch, what Justice League you watch, it now sets up Flashpoint a bit more. I'll just leave it that way. It sets up Flashpoint. Yeah.
So Michael Keaton's in it.
And then wink, wink. He's the 7th. He's the 7th. He's the 7th. No. So it kind of it sets up Flashpoint a bit more. Whether or not it will follow the Snyder Cut or the Whedon Cut, or any cut, we don't know. It could be the movie. Like, although we've probably discussed it before, it could be the movie to go. You know what? Reset. I don't know. We won't know until it's beginning production. I think literally April in a few weeks.
Hopefully,
it's beginning production.
For the fastest
finally,
man on Earth, it has the slowest movie production, and It's
been the
directors.
Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3 of movies.
Yes,
they've been
100%.
intentionally cancelled, and bad luck, man. Bad luck. You know what? Snyder Cut. Go and watch it. It's on Now TV. Be legal. Don't fucking shit on Snyder's vision. I mean, I'll give the guy credit. Like, sure, the movement, whatever. It took them 4 years to finally Warner Brothers for them to be like, you know what? We'll give it a chance. The world has also ended, and they can't get any real income at the minute. So give credit where it's due. But these circumstances will probably never happen again. Hopefully, the AA cut they've already shot down. The AA cut they've already shot down.
They also said they're not pushing for the AA cut of Suicide Squad, which I think is mainly because James Gunn's one's coming out. I think there would have been more of a press for it if it wasn't getting a follow up.
It hadn't coming out. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they want to see what the Marvel director, who then was going to work for DC. Again, that was like at the beginning of the channel. Like, that's a weird thing, isn't it?
Gunn, wasn't it?
It's a weird thing. I know, but we'll have to see how Suicide Squad is in August. Yeah, I think it's August or September.
I look forward to that.
Yes.
And maybe one day together we can watch the Justice League of Zack Snyder.
100%.
But that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and we'll look out for Connor's
without reviewing it. Review. Yeah, a 4-hour review. Yes, exactly. Honestly, I've wrote about 13 pages, and I've gone scene by scene breakdown. Like, I've got everything written because I wanted to give you the real deal.
Please do. I look forward to it
at some point.
It's a video that will come out before Matt's. If your just Snyder Cut of the Justice League video comes out before his Soul review, then you can claim another victory.
To wrap this up, how I see it, whether you see one thing as canon or non-canon, I mean, look at Doctor Who, for fuck's sake. Like, what is canon in Doctor Who anymore?
Everything is canon until the writers don't need it to be canon anymore, and then they write their own canon. But that's a long-running show.
Yeah.
If it's a shared universe, it's a bit harder to be like, we're changing tones.
Yeah.
Also,
I will mention DC at the end of the video.
Let's actually just full-on go comic booky, and then Aquaman, like Shazam, and Wonder Woman 84 sort of to a point goes like, let's just you're gonna watch that today.
No, so naturally it's Shazam and Birds of Prey. I mean, I've only got those two left, and then this one. So I'm going to watch it in order. I'm going to build it up.
Birds of Prey and Shazam are the only DCU films I own.
They're good ones. They're the good ones. Yeah,
on
the
4K,
fun ones.
like
the standalone ones that work are both in Steelbook. Oh, okay.
Well, just because I saw it, I think the Shazam one was like the only one left, and I was like, I really enjoyed Shazam. I will get this nice piece of artwork, even though it's like another £9. It's like, oh well. I like Shazam. Sue me. I'll probably buy Suicide Squad.
I am tempted to get the. I'm tempted to get the Snyder Cut Steelbook. I'm tempted.
Do it.
I'm tempted. Yeah,
Treat
or just to be
yourself.
different, I'd be out there. Yeah, just because I don't get steelbooks.
What you should do
The only
is
steelbook is the
sell
Meg.
all the DCU movies and then just have
Yes.
Justice League Snyder Cut
Oh, absolutely. The
Steelbook.
Snyder Cut. Yeah, yeah.
just in a shrine
Absolutely.
next to your
Yeah.
graphic book of Watchmen.
Yeah, because why
Snyder
not? Yeah,
Shrine.
yeah. No, absolutely.
We're all living
The
in the
Snyder
Shrine.
Shrine. Ooh.
But yeah, that's good. Check out
Mm.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, or don't do whatever you want. We're not going to force you to do
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. It's a
Don't-
free. It's like
Don't be a
whoever
prick on the
American
internet
president
if you
said, it's a
watched
free country. It's a
Mm.
free country. You know, it's a free country. We're not here to judge you.
Yeah.
This is a positive, happy farm full of sheep. You know,
Nah.
we're a good community over here.
God, it's so hard to fucking set up that Twitch, man. I've changed so many settings on my computer. It's just it's fucked. I might. Just
I've
have to buy
seen
a
you.
streaming
Did you go
laptop.
live yesterday or this morning? Was it or
Yesterday.
yesterday morning or I don't
Yeah.
know?
I changed.
I
those
got a
settings. It was
notification
still
saying
dropping
Twitch.
frames.
Oh really? Oh okay. No.
Averaging 20 frames a second, which is not good.
No.
And I
okay.
changed a lot of settings as
That's-
well, and I managed to get the overlay of the webcam. But apart from that, I'm just go fuck myself. Anyway,
Apart from that,
speaking
yeah. Apart
of
from
going,
that, yeah.
go fuck yourself. Wyatt Russell.
Captain America's no
US
more.
agent.
Chris Evans has fucked off. Oh well, there we go. We both went there. Yes, Ryan Russell, you can fuck off. Get off my
But
screen.
not in real life because he's great in Overlord and he's genuinely a nice guy and he's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I want to see Overlord. I do want to see Overlord.
You
Yeah.
want to see Overlord?
And yeah, he's Kurt Russell.
I know what to get you for your birthday now.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Sorted.
Check it
No,
out.
but yeah, Kurt Russell's son. I mean, Kurt Russell appreciation minute. Like, yeah. I mean, Kurt Russell's iconic and cool, and he was a fucking planet for God's sake in Guardians 2. I mean, what more has the guy not done? And now that he's got his second generation, or maybe he's third generation, I don't know. He's descendant from the gods above, known as Wyatt, who's now gracing us as the new and improved Captain America, according to the government. And his face, you just want to punch. I mean, the memes are so accurate, you just want to punch his face. It's like when you buy from Amazon and you get it off of Wish. The memes are brilliant. Oh, I don't know. US Agent, I mean, you got to love him.
Yeah, we got the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Highest
Mhm,
premiere
yes.
to date for a Disney Plus
Yeah.
show. Carrying on from.
Also, I sent you. It's 1 year of Disney Plus today, isn't it? It's 1 year,
yes.
which I didn't realise. It's
Happy
year.
1 year of Disney
Happy
Plus.
Disney.
Happy Disney.
Happy
no,
Disney.
only for the UK one because it was a little bit longer for you.
Oh yeah, because they got it. Yeah, in America they got it like September when Mandalorian came out. Yeah, so that's right. Oh, so we're 6 months behind. Oh, fuck you, Disney.
The
But yeah,
Infinity Saga
for
is
us, 1 year.
still £400. And I'm still glad I didn't
Jesus. I'm surprised it ain't out of print yet and like gone.
buy
Oh.
it. It does look nice though. I will just say, quickly. So
Yeah.
So you've got like the book that slides out under the set.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
That's
Yeah.
all the films make that picture,
Which is sick.
and then you've got the spine there is Iron Man for that one. But on the other side, yeah, you got the Spider-Man Far From Home one, and then
I
all
mean,
the
that is
names,
sick.
and it comes in that sort of glass case. I nearly did. I did pre-order it, and then I cancelled it because I was like, what was it that I bought?
But you've got them all up there.
I bought something else that was like 200 quid. I was like, can I be bothered to spend £600 in a day? Like, no.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? That was the thing. Falcon and Winter Soldier, 45-minute episodes,
yes,
6
of course.
episodes. They didn't
Yes.
meet each other in this episode. They didn't reconnect, old Sam
Oh,
and
no.
Bucky, which I thought was good.
No, but you know what? Let's go one step further, George. Let's just not call them Sam and Bucky. Instead, this episode was Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan centre stage. I mean, it just felt like I was watching them as actors and as
Yeah,
people.
it was really good.
wasn't the comic book action sequence. It was just them as actors doing mundane human things. It'd be like us going to the bank. It would be us going on a date with a girl in a restaurant. It's all normal, mundane interactions. It was really nice to see, and like after rewatching the Cap trilogy, it kind of went to show that I did kind of want that as the next step in the evolution of the characters. I kind of just wanted to get to that bit, and this episode gave us that. That was the whole episode, and it was brilliant. There's nothing to really complain about.
No.
The only thing I would nitpick about this show so far is like WandaVision, where we had a lingering plot thread, or we had a sudden reveal, and we were like, oh, what does this mean? Oh, we had this random triangle hexagon in the background. What on earth does that mean? Oh, did someone say devil? Oh, Mephisto's here. We haven't had any of that just yet. If US Agent had been revealed in the trailers and we saw Wyatt Russell's face in the background, it would have been like, oh, they're actually doing fake Captain America. So
Game of Thrones was a thing I bought. Sorry.
The Game of Thrones. Oh well, okay.
Fucking, that's gone down 50 quid. Bastards.
Oh no! You think it'd gone up? You'd think it'd be out of print by now.
Sorry, carry on. I literally, it was a plan on my mind. Like, what did I buy that I was like, I don't want to buy that? God, I bought some shit in 2020.
I think we all did, mate. I think we all did.
So many steelbooks.
No.
Skywalker Saga was January last year.
Wait. No, I thought I got... Well, oh no, that's when we bought it, right? That's not when it came. Because it came out in April. I remember being at... okay, let's just leave it at a different workplace, temporarily. Oh, that's when it came? Oh, I thought it was April. I thought it was as lockdown began.
Just before, because that was a
well,
popular
I've got
video.
that wrong.
Go check it out. Sorry, carry on. What are you saying, darling?
No, so Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, like we've just said, don't meet. Essentially, we go to a post-blip world where the people are back. It addresses the real-world implications again. It begins with an epic movie-quality action sequence with Anthony Mackie basically using his new and improved Falcon suit. And he has to rescue this hostage in it's a bunch of terrorists in the plane that are trying to cross the border to, I think, Mexico or somewhere. They're trying to get out of the United States of America, of course. And Falcon, these terrorists have kidnapped the hostage, and Falcon's got to go in and rescue him in his new and improved suit. But the leader of this terrorist group is none other than George St. Pierre from Captain America Winter Soldier. Yeah, freaking what's his name? Batroc? Is it Batroc? Silly Bear, Batroc Silly Bear.
Batroc Silly Bear.
Batroc St. Pierre. Yeah, alright. So Batroc St. Pierre is the baddie.
Silly Bear.
Oh,
he's like an MMA fighter, isn't he?
UFC MMA fighter. Yeah, he's a badass fighter, and we've totally just shield over him. Don't come for us, please. So in the red corner we have George St. Pierre, and then we have in the blue corner Batroc St. Pierre. Yeah. So anyway, he's back, and he's looking mean and as tough as ever. Falcon, again, in his movie budget type suit and movie budget type camera equipment, it just looks excellent. It looks like a movie. It literally feels like they've recorded this in a day and just split it appropriately. It literally feels like a movie. The whole episode is just a movie. This one's
definitely, I think, is going to sort of benefit more from a full-on binge watch of it being like, do all 6 episodes at once, and it'll feel like a movie more than WandaVision will, because WandaVision's a bit more just like the television show in terms of like it expanding on stuff and bit by bit. And you're going to get some of that here, but with less episodes and more runtime, it's going to feel a lot more epic in terms of scale. I like sort of the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely epic, yeah.
Where are they now? And it does play a bit more on the whole thing of like what superheroes do, like getting paid. Like you haven't had any income for the past 5 years of the blip and stuff like that.
Tony Stark didn't pay them. That was an excellent question. It was like, oh, so how did you Avengers get paid? Did Stark pay you? And he was like, well, we didn't really ever get paid. It's like, what? It's just to think that, obviously in the fake movie genre, or just in the comic books in general, it's a question that we all have as readers, as film watchers, and you think, how did they get the budget? And it's like, Stark, obviously, but then the fact that he got shot down, it's like, hang on, how did they get by financially? Not that it matters, but
yeah.
How did they get? But did the government just go, you know what, you did a good job defending us from Ultron, have 10 million grand? Like, how did it, it was just, it was an interesting subject. That was all. I was like, ooh, bit of a cool topic.
And I think we're going to get sort of more of a play on in this thing of like, what are the Avengers doing now? Like, where are they? What is everyone doing? And
Yeah.
Sam's taken on contracts with the military,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
why he's like fighting Bachok Zilliper in the air at a really good
Zilliper.
valley sequence. I thought that was really good. It, like you said, it is.
It was great.
Like with WandaVision as well, especially in the last two. Like you'll get in Marvel Studios level visuals. Like everything feels.
Oh
like
yeah,
the movies do.
It's movie budget. It's not even. Yeah, it's movie budget. It's 100% shot like a movie. It feels like a movie. It's got the tone of the movies. It's all consistent. It's all consistent. It's reminiscent. Even though I haven't seen Independence Day, all I keep hearing is reminiscent of the Independence Day. Is it? There's a plane sequence where they go through a valley and stuff. People keep thinking of Independence Day. From what I've heard.
I've literally just
I
got
keep
breaking
reading
news.
Have you? Oh, okay,
Helen
go on.
Mirren has been cast as in the villain role for Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
As who? Who is she? Is she? Oh, okay. Oh.
And Black Adam
I'd
starts
say
filming
Granny
in
Goodness.
3 weeks as well, so we're going to get to a Black Adam
Oh,
versus
good,
Shazam,
yeah.
hopefully.
That's December. That's still this December, I think.
Still
Black Adam's meant to be this year.
Yeah.
This Christmas. But yeah, hopefully.
Sorry,
that's
carry
cool.
on. I literally just
Who-
popped up.
I want to know who she is. I just want to know who she is. I can't even- So yeah, Independence Day kept coming up every time I googled about the scene. The valley sequence. It kind of reminds Top Gun because it's airborne. I don't know. It reminds me of other things that we've seen or I still have yet to see. But I keep seeing Independence Day come up for whatever reason. And then obviously Falcon wins, rescues the hostages. George St. Pierre jumps out of his plane so he doesn't die in the explosion. St. Pierre will come back with a pair. He'll come back with a pair in another episode. Hopefully, he isn't a one deal episode, and he's not important. But then that's that, and then we cut to Sebastian Stan. Is it him in the therapy session first?
Yeah, because he's having
Is that when we
nightmares
first see him?
from his Winter Soldier days, because his stuff's gone, but the memories are still there. Oh.
And like we said last week briefly, have you got more news?
No, I just saw. So they re-released. Sorry, this is like not Marvel stuff. They're
Scripted.
re-releasing.
This isn't scripted.
BBC
Are
Studios
they?
have announced a new range of standard packaging re-releases for the Doctor Who collection, beginning with season 12 and season 19 are going to be, I'm assuming, slightly cheaper but worse packaging.
Standard? Oh no.
Very akin to, I don't know if you've ever had the original, so like series 5, 6 and 7 when it was like the cardboard sleeve and then the big Blu-ray case. So
right, so they're going to be smaller.
Yeah, so to re-release, because obviously then to make, because it's obviously a limited thing, isn't it? And it's expensive to sort of make.
All of them been limited, yeah.
40, and it's gone up a bit since probably Brexit and everything else. So instead of like reissuing and making like big expensive ones, they're doing it. So then it's like that. So that's all one cardboard thing.
Because that's how it That's how it looks in America. That's the American.
Yeah, but they just
that's how it is for Region 1.
That, don't they? But so you get in the cardboard sleeve with the big banner at the top, still the same sort of spine, but that's all one cardboard thing.
Oh, okay, good.
And then it comes in a Blu-ray thing, and then they're all just in really crappy bit. Oh, it's a shame. I mean, if they all come out like that and they're slightly cheaper, like I would switch, but I'm too far in now, so I can't.
Oh no, exactly. We're committed. We're too far in. We're not quite the end game yet.
All of them apart from season 12 and 19 in the like really nice packaging, and then you've got them slightly smaller.
Yeah.
But
that'd be
buying
sad.
merchandise for Doctor Who is fucking hard because nothing matches. It matches for a while and then they change.
No. I know. They just need to get Series 9. Is it Series 9 they haven't printed yet? Or was that was the first deal what they did and that went
That went fucking ages. Well, they've announced the Series 8 one, which is January. Which, I'll buy it. That's a shit series, but I've got them all now, so I might as well fucking carry on. And then hopefully Series 9, and then hopefully they stop, because I've got Series 10, and I don't need to spend money on Series 10 again.
More money.
But then it will match, and the spines will match, and then that'll be it. And they'll be like, well,
it'll be,
you win some, you lose some. Unless it looks really nice. Like, unless it matches the aesthetic.
Unless it looks better.
I'll have to buy Series 10 again.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I would give away the
and then do a
Simpsons story.
giveaway of your old copy, and then do a giveaway. Yeah, do a giveaway.
Maybe, yes. Uh,
Um. Uh.
sorry, carry on. That was just
Yeah. So
it's
yeah.
come out on
Sorry,
the thing as
I've
well.
lost myself then.
Yeah, it's come out on their official
Okay.
thing as
Oh,
well.
is that Doctor Who? Sebastian Stan's in therapy. Yeah, because like we just mentioned, he's still reminiscing about his Winter Soldier days, and the trauma hasn't quite left his system yet. I mean, yeah, I mean they both died in Infinity War, didn't they? Falcon and Winter Soldier. They both got blipped. They died and come back. Neither of them survived. They were both dead. I'm sure as well. So they haven't had no time to adjust to the world, really. I mean, all right, it's 6 months later, but they still feel without their mentor Steve. They've been lost. We found out from the therapy sessions that I think, yeah, Anthony tries to contact Sebastian, but he isn't responding to the calls. So when they eventually reunite, it's going to be kind of an awkward conversation. It's going to be more of a, oh, so now why have you been picking up the phone? Mini clash or whatever. They'll get over it. Have you been slightly off subject, but still relevant? Have you been seeing their sort of interviews on YouTube, like entertainment news stuff, like them two sort of promoting the show and stuff? Because they've got great,
They're so
like
good
they just work. They're so Their relationship in the show is their relationship in real life. It feels like, or at least their on-camera relationship. Um, But Sebastian Stan also has a diary, kind of reminiscent to how Cap has in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But the names of the people
that he's got to make amends with.
a couple of them are, yeah, but a couple of them are villains in the comics. So there's all Easter eggs and stuff tied. But one of them is Zemo.
$37.99. So you're saving a whole £2 from if you
Oh,
bought
wow,
the
okay.
original season 12. Sorry, that's
You had to get out your system.
I literally just saw that. That's if it was like £30, then yeah. So you've still got the pre-order up for 24. Eight's gone. Eight's done.
Oh dear.
19 is up for pre-order for the standard one, 37. 18, 14 gone. Original 19 and 12 obviously gone. Yeah, wow. Fuck that. God, it's hard. Why don't they just make loads of it? Fuck's sake. Still no release date for
More exactly.
24 yet either. Interesting.
No.
Sorry, my boy.
Oh well, that's going to be another something. No, it's fine. You can now. I could represent Falcon. You can represent Bucky or whatever. But no, so we now. Yeah. So therapy session. He has a diary. He's like you say, his contacts that he's got to sort of make amends with. The trauma's still with him. He hasn't really quite moved on yet, and like we sort of mentioned at the end of last week's episode, he's sort of now the role has been reversed, whereas Sebastian was kind of the mentor to Cap before he became Captain America. Now he hasn't got that figure to sort of mentor him, so now he's literally in a world lost. They're both come out. They're both people lost in time. They've been stranded from the past before the snap, and now they've come out pre-snap. They don't. Post-snap rather.
Like the whole the Blip was sort of comedy in like Far From Home. It was played on a bit in WandaVision, and this is sort of really elaborating on this fucked up so many things that you wouldn't even think of, like fucking credit scores and shit like that, and getting loans.
Yeah. Falcon. Yeah, loans. Falcon's sister as well is introduced, and she's just struggling to pay bills and debts, and she has the family boat, but she's sort of she kind of has to sell the family heirloom, the family legacy. Anthony Mackie sort of steps on scene, and he doesn't want that to happen. So he, him and his sister are now got a team up to save their family legacy essentially, and just get by and not sell off their shit. Because I mean, I know it's a very real situation, but that's obviously the last thing you'd want to do. Like any family I know, you wouldn't want to sell off your personal shit. It's your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in a tough financial world that this is definitely sort of taking place in. There's a lot happening under the surface. And I think this is because the whole thing of the Flag Smashers are they're alluded to, but I forget the guy that has the conversation with Sam. It's like they believe that the life in the blip was better, and they want a world unified without borders and flags and stuff like that. Because I think everyone maybe we're going to sympathise with that because everyone sort of maybe would have connected because like everyone lost everyone, and it's sort of thing of like we're the only ones left. We got to try and make the best world possible, and then it's like everyone's back. Do we just revert to type, or once you've opened that box, you can't really sort of go back on it, can you?
No, no. Falcon's friend. I read this online after the episode, but Falcon's friend does become the Falcon in the comic. Torres, that's his name. Yeah, Torres.
Cool.
I can't remember his first name, but Torres in the show, yeah, he becomes the Falcon. So is that going to be
Another
a
legacy
loose
pass,
prediction of the ending? Like,
because he gives back the shield though. So how's he going to become Cap?
Yeah, because we see from the trailer he's throwing the shield at the tree and stuff. So yeah, how does he get the shield back? Did they steal it? Do they sneak in the government undetected? And US agents doing a bit of marketing. You know, he's on the baseball game, he's high fiving people, being like, "Yeah, man, go America, woo!" And then he realizes, "Oh, I've got the shield of Australia. Oh no, shit, where's my shield?" And then he goes back to like the vault, and it's no, and it's gone. Is that how it's going to be? Because a lot of the I forgot to mention as well, the Falcon sort of hands off the shield to the government. Like he has a moral dilemma at the beginning, and again he feels like he says it's for someone else. He isn't that person. Although Steve literally in Endgame went, you know what, mate?
It isn't. It's yours.
I believe you. You're the one to do it. Yeah, exactly. But Falcon doesn't feel that, so he's not in that mental place yet of acceptance. He just wants to grieve and hide and sort of be familiar with what he knows. It has been 6 months, but because they both died in Endgame, like him and Bucky died, they've lost their best mate. They haven't really had time to really move on. They're both in a world that's been changed, and I get it.
Get on with it, innit?
But it's frustrated. It's frustrated because you just want Falcon to kick ass as Captain America or as Captain Falcon, whatever you want to call him. But he's not ready yet. But by the end of the series,
I've seen on it, sorry to sort of cut into you, is that
No,
don't. The mindset for that is how can that it's sort of alluded to a little bit when because we see Rhodey and Sam have a conversation, and it's sort of like, these two sidekicks of their characters, both their characters are gone now. So now the sidekicks are like the main players. It was like, that's a nice sort of thing of like them two would, because you've got that in Infinity War and stuff like that. Like them two would definitely sort of have a connection, being sort of like almost the understudy to their best friends, and now their best friends are gone.
Retrospectively, again, like you say, now that they're gone, they've both got a. So does that mean Armor Wars? Because that is the Don Cheadle show coming at some point.
The Don Cheadle
show. Is that going to be
going live?
Is he going to be kind of on a downer like Falcon is? Is it going to be he's confident? He's already War Machine's going to kick ass.
He's going to be on a mission to just sort of like protect Tony's legacy, like in a way.
Yeah.
But I like that conversation, and the whole thing is like it's going to alludes to a little bit in that conversation, but it's going to sort of play out the thing of how can essentially like a man of color like Sam feel like he can't. How can he represent a country that he feels the country doesn't represent him and his family? And it's sort of going
to there is.
I think it's going to play into that really well, and we're going to get like sort of a really good look at how sort of it's obviously feels more socially acceptable to bring out a white man as Captain America. It's going to really play into the thing of, and I like when they unveiled US Agent, like you knew Captain America. It's like you could see like he felt as much as Sam felt like he couldn't be Cap and do a service to his country and do justice to Steve and his legacy. Like you could see in his face, he was thinking like, I deserve it more than this motherfucker. Like seriously, like they've literally just picked some random yes man from the government to do it.
Person off the street, it is. It's no, you've kind of nailed it on the head with all that. But that is definitely a topic and a good viewpoint. Again, and again, going back to the whole Phase 4 thing, it is the whole diversity that they are going for, like the more different backgrounds. They are going for like complex, real worldish stories as opposed to just being, all right, this is a straight up adaptation of a certain comic book. This isn't just a comic book adaptation. Like they are going for the more diverse crowds and different ethnic backgrounds and appealing to all those sort of communities as well. But like this, it's a good viewpoint to look at it from because, he is black and they chose another white person as Captain America. Like, why didn't they choose to
Yeah, I think it's
be
really going to
another
sort of
black
have a
person?
lot to say about society, but it's going to be sort of a thing of like,
Yeah.
you know, like you need a Captain America that represents everyone. Like that's like having,
Mm.
you know, a cis white male like who's in a position of power in the government and not really going to have any sort of problems isn't sort of going to motivate the people that are sort of finding their life harder, especially with the blip, is making it harder for Falcon and his sister to keep hold of their family's boat and stuff and like the business and things like that. So there's people struggling financially and not going to be represented by a figure like that. And I think that's a nice sort of thing that you didn't really expect them to go into, but I think that's going to be a good story that needs to be told, especially in times where it's still unfortunately
because it kind of is
as it is
in
today.
the real world. Yeah, that's what I say. It's relevant to the real world. Yeah, it isn't going to go away anytime soon. Probably not necessarily never, but that's the real world for you.
It has to. Eventually has to, and I think normalising it can hopefully give us the steps into a more fucking civilized and fucking equal world, because it's just stupid. It's a shame that this Equality. Is still a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
absolutely.
It's not fantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's still very much reality.
No. There is there was leaks floating around again. Some speculate a bit more. There was I can't remember the actual actor or character. Essentially, there is a black person who's going to turn up in the series that supposedly becomes Captain America in the comics, but I can't think of the name or the details or the actor that's supposedly playing him. Or I don't know if the actor has actually been announced or confirmed, and he's kind of like, oh, who's he going to be? Is he going to be the Evan Peters this season, where he's already been announced, but we don't quite know who he is, and then he's going to be a twist. He's going to be no one. Don't know if it's going to be that again.
Yeah.
But supposedly there will be a black Captain America in the show that may not be Falcon, possibly, or at least we'll get that seeded. We'll get it seeded, maybe. Like that was before the episode aired, and yeah.
I feel like the last sort of shot of episode 6 is Sam in his full cap outfit with the shield and the wings.
It has to be. But do you do the full on the Captain Falcon-esque where it's red, white, and blue, that version of the costume, or do you just do like a normal-ish Falcon costume with this shield? Like
the full red, white, and blue, like the whole thingy effects of him, like a cap version of the costume with the wings still.
A Falcon.
And then if you didn't want to do that, and then have Torres then become the Falcon like the comics, then you can sort of do that and then sort of legacy that on. As long as Bucky is involved in some way, I have a feeling sort of as it goes on, with him sort of like obviously it's making peace with his friend. Like so, he's had a nightmare when he was Winter Soldier. Like he shot it was a witness, wasn't it? Like he was gone off this target, killed him, but someone had seen him. And he'd been haunted because that person's son is like, so he's friends with his dad. Like, so that's why he's trying to make, like, his therapist is encouraging him to make peace because he's not a soldier anymore. Like, he's got to try and sort of come to terms with the brainwashing's gone, but the memories are still there. And that's sort of that was a heartbreaking reveal. Like, he goes for lunch with him all the time. It's because he feels shit that
I was really confused where he was friends with an old man. I was like,
brainwashed. He's killed his son. Like, it's not down to him. No witnesses.
No.
But I think that was really well played. And I think, like you said, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie fucking just breathe new life into their own characters. And it was the first time in a while I felt like Falcon was useful and had a story, because without
relevant to the story, relevant.
He's not got that thing to rely on, because now it's sort of like it's his decision. 100%. He gave the shield back because he felt like he wasn't worth it, and now I'm sure he's going to come to regret that, and then hopefully go on and be the first like Captain America of color.
Falcon.
That's going to
Captain Falcon.
Reunite a broken America. Not just in real life, because that would help.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
It's good. It's really good. And I think that especially with the whole thing of like the loan, because he's sort of almost used to getting his own way, like sister, like he always take charge like all the time, blah blah blah, and he's sort of like, because he's very direct and getting stuff done, and he wants to look after her, preserve his family's legacy, keep the boat because it's a big part of their childhoods. And it's like, well, no, because you've had no score, like you've been away, but like you've had no income, like a lot of things happened because of the blip that you've missed out on, and it's the world rebuilding itself essentially. And it's almost like putting him against odds and
Yeah.
giving him something to fight for, and maybe giving him the motivation to be Captain America, to try and fucking.
And then likewise,
fix it.
Falcon's going to give Bucky motivation to then sort of move past his grief and accept that he is his own person now, and you can now do good in his world, in his own vision, and be his own person, and not just be brainwashed anymore. And then they're both going to mourn Steve, and like then fully accept that he's now gone, and just be who Steve would want them to be, and fight for America. Because fuck yeah, like, that's how it's going to end. Fuck yeah, only in America. No. But yes, Sebastian Stan goes on a brief date, like whilst he's with the son's dad in the cafe, like that. Maybe apart from the action sequence at the beginning with Falcon, I think that brief little date with the girl was a really nice scene. I really liked their interaction.
104.
It was like 106, or 6 even. Oh yeah, however, yeah, 100 and something, like, and then she just awkwardly shrugs him off like you clearly don't do this often, do you? He's like, not since 1943. It's like,
it's nice that he's sort of becoming, because now, like, I feel like everyone that was blipped is sort of like the fish out of water thing, but like you get the man out of time element now that you would get with Steve, you're getting it with Bucky. But like, whereas you've gone for all those things, like friends are dead, like he found a friend.
That's what I was trying to say earlier,
and he's sort of like, he's got the thing of, he was a bad guy and he's trying to make amends with that and fix himself, and I feel like possibly in this show might be the last we see of Bucky. I feel like maybe Bucky letting go and saving Sam in some kind of way and allowing Sam to just become Captain America, because I know there was a version like they could have given it to Bucky, but he's in such a broken place mentally, which we're going to get to in this show.
Yeah, of course.
Like, of course. And everything, that, you know, Bucky is probably going to get past that and do everything he can to make Sam the best Captain America he can, so that they can both honour Steve in their way and fulfill what's left.
I still like
their purpose.
A very much of a possibility still. I still like them to maybe not like share the role, but they will have, because even Bucky's Captain America costume is more traditional, but he has black sleeves, black gauntlet legs, but it's still red, white, and blue, but with a lot of black in it. And I just think his costume would look cool on Sebastian Stan. And if we saw that like once, if there's this weird multiverse dimensional glimpse into that timeline where Bucky was chosen instead of Falcon, I think that would just be a cool shot to have at least once. Even if we don't get it permanently, if they do somehow co-share the role and they both become both Captain America. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to Bucky and, you know, Falcon then has to, again, live up to both expectations. So yeah that would be
but whilst being in a better twist, because he been helped out. But yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Friday again. We'll stream the finale again. We'll make that at least the regular thing of that, because the next one will be June. But we're gonna be able to see Black Widow in July now, so it will be the fourth thing in Phase
9th.
4
after Loki. And who would have thought a year ago, 6 months ago, Loki would have come before Black Widow?
Who'd have thought that any of this?
That's a weird one.
This stuff would have been post Eternals. Like, it would have been Black Widow, Eternals, then the shows, then Shang-Chi. That was the original sort of thing, wasn't it? And then Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, blah 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 blah.
Eternals, luckily, is still November. It's only Shang-Chi and Black Widow have been affected, like Marvel-wise. It has been other Disney titles, like Luca, which I didn't know was the next Pixar film. That's extremely exclusively on Disney Plus now, which is cool.
Is it doing the Soul version where it's just on there? Because that was good. The fact that we didn't have to pay extra for Soul. So Premier Access, Alan
I think it's not Premier Access.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Which has been moved to July the 9th. It will be in cinemas.
And so is Cruella. Cruella's, I think, the end of May, and that's Premier Access, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I won't Premier Access that, but I'd happily see it on my unlimited card.
No.
When I can actually use that again, because I haven't paid for that in like years, so that's great.
Yay, exactly.
So they're looking to open end of May, June, aren't they? Sort of like cinemas? Because you sent me that article thing.
17th of May, still think it's 17th,
so we could be in the same... So when we record an episode that week together, we could be in the same room and have seen a film. So that could be something.
Yeah, we can see something. We can see something.
Did you see Kevin Feige's sort of statement on the whole thing? why they moved it.
No,
So they moved that
but
Shang-Chi's was going to be July, so that's now September. Like you said, Eternals hopefully
September the 3rd.
there will then be 2 months after
Same
we'll have
month.
Eternals.
So also, it gets slightly off topic, but this was this week as well. Venom got delayed, like end of last week. Like maybe it was just after we did the last episode. Venom's now, I think, September, say 17th, 23rd. But so hopefully Shang-Chi, Venom's the same month. So there's less of a wait between the Sony and Marvel and crap,
I mean, it's going to be crap, but
yeah, I think Venom was the beginning of the news. Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, as long as it's better than Morbius. As long as it's better than Morbius.
Morbius, we're never going to get to see. So Kevin Feige said, like, obviously, with everything going on in the world right now, you can never guarantee anything. Like, we expected delays through the whole thing. Like, obviously, like any movie studio, like it sort of like elaborates on sort of everyone really goes. Like, you obviously with this and the amount of money you put into it and the hard work and like getting the product out for the fans because that's when they want. Like, we give them a date they expect it to be then. Like, so we're obviously hopeful all the time that we're going to reach those dates. We thought a year delay for everything, like essentially moving everything back a year would be enough. But obviously with everything like changing and we're sort of like there's a vaccine out there now, so we were more hopeful of it being the year on from the original date. But with that, it should push it back in enough for it to be like, and then hopefully everywhere is
so they can capitalise financially
point for them to actually get enough people to see it, and then you're going to make the money off people renting it on Disney Plus. If it was out
exactly
like a week or so before on Disney Plus, then I'd pay the thing and then watch it on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, if it's out on the same day, we'll see it at the cinema. I think that's the main agreement for us.
For whatever reason, if the cinemas don't shut between May the 17th and July the 9th, if we can go to the cinema, we'll absolutely see it on the big screen because it deserves it, to be honest. It's literally been over a year now.
I've missed the feeling of... When's the last time we went to something?
It's the feeling. Well, we went to the cinema in general. Oh, fuck me! What was the last one we saw? What was the last one we saw? I hope it fucking isn't. It might be, you know. I hope it fucking isn't, though. That's a shambles. That's a shambles. I don't know. What did we see in 2020?
The last thing I saw myself was Tenet. I saw that when they briefly reopened a bit, and then obviously they closed again. So I was like, fuck it, I'll see Tenet.
Did you not see Bill and Ted? Did you not see Bill and Ted?
I've still not seen Bill and Ted, and that really fucks me off. I'm going to have to buy it.
Yeah, that came out like I think January or February. So just order it. Yeah, just get it done. Go on Amazon right now, order it. It's good. It is a cool film.
But yeah, so delays for Black Widow, Shang-Chi expected. There's other things that are following suit. Was there another thing?
Free Guy is August the 3rd.
August 13th. Because there's
13th?
There's a video on Ryan Reynolds' Instagram, and it's really funny. So it's like, like good news, guys. We got a new release date for Free Guy. I know, crazy, right? And it goes to him, like so in another recorded bit. So it's him sort of, like them promos they'll do for cinema, a lot of films, like stick around like for the trailer, blah, blah. It's like that, talking about that, and then it's in like a fake apartment, like going, and like he turns around to the camera, guys. We've got a new release date for Free Guy, and then someone dubs over the date. So they're obviously like making a joke of like if it gets delayed again, they'll get the dub voice to say a different thing. So it's like, yes, like in Ryan Reynolds' voice, like, so I'll see you guys in theaters, August 13th. see you then. Hope you enjoy Free Guy. It's like that's fucking funny.
Oh no, I need to check that out.
But yeah, so additional 20
Death
quid.
on the Nile is January. There's a few release. Yeah, I can't think of the top of my head, but they're the ones that of note come to mind.
20 quid
carry
for
on,
Premier Access, like with I think it was Mulan 30, something like that.
I don't remember. 29. I don't know.
But so it's enough to sort of be like, like 20 quid if there's like
justifiable.
4 of you. That's essentially like
we'd be allowed to go to each other's houses, and hopefully, like, there's social restrictions if all things turn out well, might go like during the 22nd is when supposedly things are like lifted, so you could hop around people's houses freely, and you could be in a group of maybe 6 and whatever,
After
you could watch it and have a lads night in. Rumble, you can rumble in each other's houses again. 100%. And watch Black Widow at home. Maybe, what, just change it up. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe we just get 6 of us, and maybe we just go, fuck it. Watch it on someone's screen, and then, I don't know, maybe.
Possibly.
Just to be different.
Yeah. But that's about it. That's the cool thing. The Echo series is on early works to Disney Plus. A deaf Native American superhero played by Alka Cox, who will be introduced in the Hawkeye series. That's cool. Yeah.
Right.
More thing for
Yes.
stuff. We talked about the cut. It's there. Justice League 3 would have been a mainly Man of Steel sequel. Who gives a fuck? I saw someone write
Lois and Bruce's son.
Yes. If the Snyder Cut has been released, then there's hope for the 1 hour 30-minute version of Twice Upon a Time.
Wait, twice upon a time. Oh
Yeah.
no, no.
No.
Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that. Or
They've
would it
recast
fix it?
Kate Kane in Batwoman season 2 because obviously Ruby Rose left the project, and now I forget the actress's name is playing like a sort of an original character who's like
so they haven't.
Yeah.
So they've multiversed it. She's
so
from another.
So Kate Kane's still going to be in it. So we're going to have multiple Batwomen. That's okay. But it's Wallace Day is now the new Kate Kane, which is weird because I thought they were just going to write her out and carry on.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. Oh well.
The John Wick creator won't return for parts 4 and 5, but the franchise will carry on. So sort of confirmation we're getting a John Wick Chapter 5, and obviously we know the Continental TV show and stuff still on its way. And I'll leave you, Connor, with this thought to ponder as we end this pretty good episode of the podcast. David Hasselhoff has been cast as David Hasselhoff in a new TV series that follows David Hasselhoff, who gets caught up in an international conspiracy of former Cold War assassins. And that is where we shall leave today. Thank you everyone for watching and listening to Nerdpub Podcast episode 142.
What?
Something like that.
Yeah, we didn't even say the intro. We didn't even do an intro. We just went talked.
It's better this way. If you want to get in contact with us to talk about the new David Hasselhoff TV series at Pasty Sheep across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and while Connor's in shock, will you tell us where you can email us, Connor, for questions about this series and other such crap?
pastysheepproductions@gmail.com / discount code on today's video sponsor. Ever feeling tired of watching a certain TV show where oh no, blocked by country, oh no, this is on in Canada, well, use today's discount David Hasselhoff for NordVPN
exactly.
to get 40% off your free membership.
nerdbubblecontact@gmail.com. We will see you guys next time, and Connor's going to have to sort of come to terms with this new TV show that he's going to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, what is it on? Tell me more. What is it on?
Literally, that's all it says. That's all the article
We don't
says.
even know.
No idea when it's coming out or what it's going to be on.
What? Is it based on a comic? Like, what is it?
It's based on his life. It's what happened after Baywatch.
What? Oh, alright, bloody hell, mate. Jesus.
But it's a pleasure, as always, to speak to you, the audience, and you, Connor.
Yes. And yes, no, likewise for you, yes.
We're another week, hopefully closer to being in the same room and being able to embrace and smell each other. But until then...
1 week closer to a Marvel... to smell a Marvel film on the big screen, to smell the popcorn in cinema. That's what I missed that. Cinema popcorn I missed. The smell of that.
Miss people.
Yeah. Social.
Exactly.
Interactions.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
And for now, especially you, Zack Snyder, stay pasty.
It's the David Hasselhoff thing. It's really got you.
It has. It's broken me. I wasn't expecting